Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Tuesday. It is March the 19th. Today is National Poultry Day, so don't be chicken. Have some chicken.
Wow.
Okay. National Chocolate Caramel Day. Caramel or caramel? How do you say it?
I say caramel.
I say caramel. I hear it both ways, though. National Let's Laugh Day. Let's try it, Heidi. That was fun. Also, it is National Certified Nurses Day and World Social Work Day. Also, today is a Tuesday, so we have Tuesdays with Charlie. It's all coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a pretty good sense of humor? You might like this. Early in the morning each day and every day, we share something weird to make people laugh at weirdgiftoftheday.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't even need to spend a penny. Just follow the page on Facebook and get a smile to start each day when we share the weird gift of the day. Not on Facebook? That's okay. You can see the weird gifts on our website too. weirdgiftoftheday.com. That's weirdgiftoftheday.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.net. A survey by Canadian Border Patrol found that 960 people have crossed into the U.S. from Canada illegally so far in 2019. 960.
906. That's not near as much as
That was so
as
far
the other border.
this
So
whole year. So, Canada, they were talking about building a wall to keep Americans out, right?
yeah,
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I guess we'll see what all.
Don't
comes
know
of
a
that.
lot of Americans that are sneaking into Canada.
Oh, there must 960. Oh, wait, they were going the other direction. They were coming from Canada. Either way, this is surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.net.
Is your credit card a good fit for you? How did you even get the card you have now? Was it mailed to you? Those are usually the worst cards. They typically have higher fees and rates. Someone has to pay all that postage to mail out millions of cards every day. If you like a better credit card, check out the website bettercreditcards.net. This is a great place to find the cards that are usually a better fit for you. bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
And this is your brain on drugs brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A Florida woman is accused of shooting her boyfriend in the armpit for snoring too loudly in their mobile home. Says here. Yeah. 47-year-old Lori Morin has been arrested on charges of attempted murder and aggravated battery after her live-in partner was rushed to the hospital through air ambulance. It was really a big deal.
Holy cow.
Footage from the scene shows the victim, named by police as Brett Allgood, being airlifted away on a stretcher when they got to his home at about 10:20 p.m. last Wednesday. And the shooting initially was listed as accidental. But after speaking to the boyfriend, they found out, no, it wasn't. He was snoring too loudly, and she shot him on purpose.
Oh, my gosh.
He was found lying at the foot of the bed in a pool of blood. He was shot in the armpit. And how does this have to do with brain on drugs? Well, she's jailed
I
without
wonder.
bond, and she was quite intoxicated at the time. She had been drinking Captain Morgan rum and playing rummy. So she had a little too much rum and rummy, and she shot him in the armpit because he was snoring too loud. Not good. It's a bad idea. But that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. I know there's a lot of folks out there that are fans of Game of Thrones. Well, one of the stars of Game of Thrones, Kit Harington, has agreed to host Saturday Night Live for the first time ever. The 32-year-old British actor is set to host the April 6th episode. And the musical guest is Sarah Bareilles, says that that's going to be the guest on that same episode. So, did I say all that right?
I don't
Am
know.
I speaking the right language?
Does anybody care?
There are folks that do.
I think they have, 4 viewers still for
No.
Saturday
They're
Night
doing
Live?
really well.
They are not doing well.
They're doing pretty okay. NBC announced that they have renewed The Blacklist for a 7th season. Season 6 of the crime drama currently airs on Fridays. The series stars James Spader, Megan Boone, Diego Catalhoff, and Amir Arison. and others, all these other names. I don't know any of these people, but I know James Spader, and I've seen
Yeah, I
the show
know-
before.
I know James
It's an
Spader.
interesting show. Well, it's on for another season. It's been renewed for one more. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Here's a fun trip back to the 80s.
Surely you can't be serious.
Join us in Las Vegas for 80s in the Desert May 3rd and 4th. Hang out with other 80s fans.
International language of love.
Meet several 80s icons from the movies and rock out to awesome music from the 80s. Flock of Seagulls, The Romantics, Mr. Mister, Scandal with Patti Smythe, Thomas Dolby, Pretty Poison, and more. See the full list of bands and icons at RadioTravelGroup.com. That's RadioTravelGroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. According to BabyCenter.com, cravings during pregnancy go beyond food. Some pregnant women develop strong cravings for non-food items like dirt, ashes,
What?
clay, chalk, ice, laundry starch, baking soda, soap,
Whoa.
toothpaste, paint chips, plaster, wax, hair,
No
coffee grounds,
way. I was pregnant
and
twice.
even cigarette butts.
No.
It is a common practice, Heidi, a common phenomenon called pica, P-I-C-A. By the way, that's Latin for magpie, and that is a bird that will eat almost anything. So I wonder how many people listening had that, like a hankering for a
If
fistful
you
of
did,
dirt.
I would love to hear about it because I've never heard of this before.
I've never heard of it either, but that doesn't mean it hasn't happened, Heidi. I've never seen a giant rhinoceros, but they exist. I guess I have seen one of those. I'm trying to think of something.
gonna say.
Trying to think of something I haven't seen. Have I ever seen an anteater? I don't think I have.
Have you ever seen a snipe?
I've never seen a snipe, but
No,
those don't
there
exist.
you go.
Heidi, they don't exist, but anteaters do, and so do these things. These cravings, they're real. It's legit. A burglar with a cold was caught after he broke into a house in England because he dropped his handkerchief, and he got away. But then they caught
and the
him
DNA.
because of the DNA, which matched records at the police department. So, Alicia Keys has a memoir coming out in November. It's called More Myself. It'll be a 360-degree perspective of her from her childhood through her growing up in Manhattan to her spectacular, what am I doing here? The spectacular Grammy-winning rise. So she's done quite well for herself. She seems like an interesting lady. We saw her on The Voice a few years back when she was doing
She's
that.
a very talented lady,
Yeah.
but I don't think I would get along
You
with
don't think
her.
you guys would be pals?
No.
Customs agents at the Port of New York and Newark, New Jersey announced last week that they intercepted a shipment of 3,200 pounds of cocaine,
Woo!
$77 million of the drug in 60 packages discovered in shipping containers back in February. The drug reportedly originated in South America. They have yet to reveal any arrests. Now, here's a really interesting story. This will be our final story. We got a little bit of time for this because I think this is cool. This almost became my good news for today, Heidi.
Okay.
But I just couldn't stomach the good news being somebody getting robbed. So that moved down on the list, and we've got this
Okay.
here instead. A Chinese man is being hailed as the world's kindest crook. He recently, he didn't release. Somebody else recently released some security footage of this man taking pity on a woman he just robbed. The woman, who was identified by her surname Li, L-I, she withdrew some money from an ATM, and this was in China. And then she was accosted by a man with a knife. Terrified, she handed over the 2,500 yen. That's $371-ish.
Okay.
She had just withdrawn all of this from the cash machine. But as the man was unsatisfied with the amount, he apparently wanted more. He said, "Show me your account balance." So she punched it in and showed that was everything she had, $0 left. The man laughed and then smiled and then handed the money back before he walked away.
Okay.
Can you imagine that?
Huh.
So apparently he thought he was robbing somebody that was wealthy,
Right.
and she was not. So he handed the cash back to her and then went on his merry way. That is just such a bizarre story. It's really cool that she got to keep her money.
Well, it's really cool that he did that. He probably had more than that on him at the time.
Are
so,
you serious?
Yeah.
Here you go. You need some of this.
That was nice.
But like I
I
said,
mean, it was horrible that he did it to begin with, but it was nice that he gave it
You
back.
see why I couldn't make that my good
Yeah.
news? I'm like, I can't make that my good news.
kind of a
Good
catch-22.
news, some lady was robbed at an ATM. But then he gave it back. So, yeah, it's weird. But it's certainly a positive spin on a bizarre story. Got a link to that in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you have IRS tax problems? Are they keeping you up at night? Afraid to open your own mail or even answer your telephone? If your tax problems are affecting your family life, you need to know you have options. You have rights, and we'll make sure you get them. Call and speak with Mike Habib, the tax expert who will handle your case at 877-78-TAXES or online at myirs.taxrelief.com. That's 877-78-TAXES or myirs.taxrelief.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program of the week, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have any stories that are going to warm our hearts? Any great, good, fun facts we're going to learn today?
You know, everything I do is worth listening to.
Well, that's awesome.
Attention.
I am ready. So what kind of cool stuff are we going to learn?
Hey, you know Ronald Reagan.
I do,
Oh,
yeah.
You know he was a lifeguard in high school?
I did. He saved lives. You know that?
How many?
7?
You're close. 77.
77.
Whoa.
Oh, I get the 7 right.
He was a busy little dude, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was.
That's cool.
I have my notes here. Oh, here they are. My staff's messing with me here.
Lost your notes and your mind at the same time.
Hey, did you know that you played Monopoly before, right, Fluff?
Oh, yeah, we played Monopoly.
I've been told about the amazing Monopoly game that you guys had, where you flung the board across the room. They were cheating, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that the streets on the plain board are named after actual streets in Atlantic City?
I did. I knew that.
Did you?
I did. The gentleman that created the board was unemployed at the time, and he had just had a nice vacation to Atlantic City. He really liked it there, so he designed it with that town in mind.
You know how this program works? I bring up a topic, and then you kind of kick in your 2 cents, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, it works out nice. Here's the good news, Charlie. I know a lot of dumb things about many different topics. Nothing, of course, that's good enough that I could use it to make any money with it.
We should get together. Maybe we come up with something.
The two of us together, we're bound to make like $5.
Hey, then, did you know, remember back in, well, this is kind of before your time, but the song Louie Louie?
Oh, yeah, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen.
Yep. Did you know that the FBI investigated the song because the agency thought that the lyrics were dirty, and after 3 months they gave up because they could not make out the lyrics, the words.
Yeah,
Really?
It was like illegible, like they had no idea what he was saying in one part of the song, but they thought because they didn't understand it that it was naughty, and it was just not. It was just gibberish.
Gibberish. Huh.
Okay. Hey, in 2006, Wisconsin man legally changed his name to Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith? I like Andy Griffith.
Yeah, but he did that because he hoped it would help him get elected as county sheriff.
Oh.
Ah.
Gotcha. How did that work out? Maybe he should have changed his name to Andy Taylor.
Well, instead he got sued by Andy Griffith.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that work for you, bud?
He showed up as Matlock and defended himself. Change my name again.
Maybe he should have named it Barney Fife. How that went. Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
Let's see. In 2008, a guy named Carl Dionysus strung together 18,500 latex condoms and used them to bungee jump from a 100-foot tower.
He bungee jumped with that?
Yep.
I would not recommend doing that.
Nor would I.
Those things have been known to break from time to time.
Well, I wonder if he did that. Was he sponsored by a company or something? Why would you have done that any other reason? It doesn't make sense to me.
It's a little messy.
How bad. You ready for a question, Charlie?
Sure, whip it on.
All right. You remember who Howard Hughes is, the aviation guy, Howard Hughes?
Yep.
Who was his bodyguard?
What? Who would know?
This is cool. I
Andy
didn't know
Griffith.
this. Who do you think
Andy
his bodyguard? No, it was not Andy Griffith. And it wasn't Matlock either. It was Wilford Brimley.
Whatever.
Yeah. It says Wilford Brimley was Howard Hughes' bodyguard.
The diabetes guy?
Yeah, well, he's known for more than just his commercial for diabetic supplies and oatmeal. Back in the day, he could take care of some business. Wilford Brimley. He was a bodyguard back in the day. What do you think of that, Charlie?
He's got that funny mustache.
Yeah. That mustache is listed as a lethal weapon in some states. Okay, maybe not.
Huh. Well, that is something new I definitely learned. I did not know that before.
Did you know that, Charlie?
No, I did not know that.
Now we all know that, so.
I'm sorry to say I don't care.
Well, we'll talk to you again next week, Charlie. It's always a pleasure.
Let's try it on Tuesday this time.
Okay, that sounds good.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there, we talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Is your credit card a good fit for you? How did you even get the card you have now? Was it mailed to you? Those are usually the worst cards. They typically have higher fees and rates. Someone has to pay all that postage to mail out millions of cards every day. If you like a better credit card, check out the website bettercreditcards.net. This is a great place to find the cards that are usually a better fit for you. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Phoenix has seen snow as well. Yesterday we were talking about how Los Angeles got snow back in 1949. They had like a foot of snow.
Yeah.
Phoenix has seen snow twice, in fact, both in the same decade. January 20th, 1933, and then January 21st, 1937. The snow is virtually unheard of in this toasty city, Phoenix, but they have seen, on occasion, other dusts of snow, making the greatest amount ever seen there about an inch. So there you go. Interesting stuff. That is today's fun fact. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Here's a fun trip back to the 80s.
Surely you can't be serious.
Join us in Las Vegas for 80s in the Desert May 3rd and 4th. Hang out with other 80s fans.
International language of love.
Meet several 80s icons from the movies and rock out to awesome music from the 80s. Flock of Seagulls, The Romantics, Mr. Scandal with Patty Smythe, Thomas Dolby, Pretty Poison, and more. See the full list of bands and icons at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Now, fear this. Heidi, it's time for fun with phobias. Catophobia. Catophobia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Catophobia. Catophobia. I don't know if I'm saying it right. What would you think that would be? It's not going to help you, even if I said it right. It's the fear of mirrors. What?
Oh, yeah, I never would have gotten, ever would have gotten that.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Catophobia, or whatever it is.
Huh.
Fear of mirrors.
All right.
Why not reflectionophobia?
Yeah, I
mirrorophobia?
have no idea.
How would you be afraid of mirrors? I don't get it. This is today's fun with phobias.
Do you have a pretty good sense of humor? You might like this. Early in the morning each day and every day, we share something weird to make people laugh at weirdgiftoftheday.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't even need to spend a penny. Just follow the page on Facebook and get a smile to start each day when we share the weird gift of the day. Not on Facebook? That's okay. You can see the weird gifts on our website too. weirdgiftoftheday.com. That's weirdgiftoftheday.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. A Kentucky man is accused of stealing more than $75,000 worth of beef tenderloins over the last several months. News outlets report that 42-year-old Billy Wellington was arrested because he was charged for theft by unlawful taking. And it's from a business that would rather not have its name in the news, so it says an undisclosed business. During every shift, they say that he was shoving 8 to 10 beef tenderloins into garbage bags and then putting them in his vehicle. He was captured on surveillance stealing this beef. According to the court records, the business lost more than $75,000, maybe up to $100,000 over the last 8 months.
Oh.
Newspapers say that he didn't initially reveal what Wellington did with all the beef that he's accused of stealing. So I don't know if he was eating all of this or selling it to someone else, but I don't know. They had a bit of a beef with the guy over this. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Don't do that. If you do, you'll get stuck right here in the weird news. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. A man has been arrested after a truck he allegedly stole became stuck on a bridge in Australia in the northern suburbs. The truck and trailer were stolen from a building business, and it says here the truck had been fitted with GPS, so that it was pretty easy for them to track it, but wasn't easy. It was getting the thing back. Police searched the area along a narrow dirt road, and they located the truck on a narrow bridge with the suspect still inside the cab. The 33-year-old man was charged with serial criminal trespass and illegal use of a motor vehicle. He was refused bail and will appear in court. Here's the interesting thing. A recovery team worked for about 2 hours to lift the prime mover onto the bridge with a crane. So he got it stuck somehow on some bridge, and then they couldn't get it back off that bridge, so they had to pick it up and move it to a different part of the bridge, apparently, with a crane. I don't know. That's weird. That's today's moment of duh.
Is your credit card a good fit for you? How did you even get the card you have now? Was it mailed to you? Those are usually the worst cards. They typically have higher fees and rates. Someone has to pay all that postage to mail out millions of cards every day. If you like a better credit card, check out the website bettercreditcards.net. This is a great place to find the cards that are usually a better fit for you. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Now, these 3 things. Heidi, tell me, what do these 3 things have in common?
All right.
All right, here we go. Cup, short, birthday. There's a word that goes after each one of these. Yes, cupcake, shortcake, birthday cake. How about pancake? Yeah, see? They're all types of cakes. Can you think of other cakes while I have 3 seconds left? No.
Pineapple upside down.
There you go. See, that would have given it away. This is these 3 things.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. And our good news comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Take a listen to this, Heidi. It says here, a service dog that has been trained to fetch and pay for shopping items has transformed a woman's life. So that sounds really bizarre, doesn't it? This dog is going to pay for stuff? Well, it can. This dog has been trained specifically for this. And there's a lady who's in a motorized chair. It says here, a young disabled woman has been given a new lease on life thanks to her beloved assistance dog who helps her around the house and even pays for her shopping. Every day, Sally Whitney gets the help she needs to live her life from a Labrador named Ethan.
Aww.
The dog helps her with dozens of normal tasks like getting dressed and even fetching food from the fridge. The 31-year-old has had violent seizures lasting several hours.
Jeez.
No kidding. She used to need carers to monitor her every single move, but now, thanks to Ethan, she has a little bit of freedom and some independence. She says, I cannot imagine my life without Ethan. He helps me from the moment I get up until the moment I go to bed, and he's with me all night. She's in England, by the way. Says, in the morning, he helps me in the bathroom. I have a shower, and he'll close the door behind me. If I drop the shampoo, he'll pick it up, and he'll even get me my towel. Then he goes into the bedroom and opens drawers and gets out my pants. He always goes.
Great dog.
She said he always goes for the pink lacy ones. So it's a cool story. I've got a link to this, and this is such a cool thing. We know some folks who help with service dogs, a group called Big Paws Canine, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
And they specifically help people who are military, so military first responders, and they do
Beautiful
such an amazing.
program.
Oh, it is so cool. So I love seeing stories like this. I've got a link to this in the show notes. You can read all about that if you'd like at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.